What's going on, everybody? Joel here from State 48 Exotics, and in today's video we're going to go over class of 2022, and by that I mean all the holdbacks from this year. It's been an insane year. We've had some killer luck with some clutches here, and I feel like this is a good time to get everything into one video and check all the snakes out, right? So stay tuned. Cue the intro. So I guess just to dive right into it, this has been an incredible year. We had some incredible clutches. I'm gonna double use incredible because it was that great. It's been silly. It's been a really good year. We also picked up some really cool snakes this year. So I'm just really excited to show off all the snakes and kind of get, really this is kind of for me too, to kind of sit back and see what's going on here. So they're all down here below me. We'll segue maybe into a little clip there. So earlier this year we had a leopard, yellow belly, double head clown pied, bred to a clown here, and out came some pretty amazing looking snakes. And three of those snakes I think I am actually going to end up keeping for myself because I'm selfish, and in the end I'm in this for me, not really for everybody else. Okay, so this is the only male we are keeping from this past year's season, I guess we'll call it. I guess we still call it a season. So the only male we're keeping for this past year's season, and this is a leopard yellow belly clown who is extremely balled up right now, as you can tell, but he is also possibly het for pied. If I was a betting man, which as some of you who know me well know that I am, I would say this dude is going to prove out to be het for pied. As you can see here on the belly, we're starting to get like a little raise up here from the hopefully het pied markers in there. You can kind of see on this side a little better. He has a little bit of a what seems like it might be the start of a ringer. Really very confident this guy's gonna prove out to be het pied, and that's gonna be a great future breeder. Potentially actually one of my strongest males I actually have here, which is kind of crazy to think. Maybe need to step up my male game a little bit. But this snake is insane. He was so vibrant and so bright when he first hatched out, and he has continued to get better and better. And that's the yellow belly all at work. Okay, so from that same clutch, we have a female. Now the rest of this show is just gonna be about females. This is a girl, obviously, female, yellow belly leopard, 100% het for clown, possible het for pied, and again, I am betting that she proves out, as she does have the ringer here kind of pulling up through her pattern, and on this side, and if no one knows, that is a pretty strong sign for het pied in a lot of these traits. And especially a lot of these snakes that don't produce a lot of ringers by themselves, like some fire combos and stuff like that actually produce ringers all on their own. Champagne is another one like that. But a snake like this, you don't see a whole lot of ringers with leopard. You don't see a whole lot of ringers with yellow belly. And so it leads me to believe this little girl here is gonna prove out. And if she doesn't, I'm not even that worried about it because she's stunning. Like, this was the coolest leopard I think I have ever hatched myself. Her head pattern is really wicked. Yeah, let's get a close-up of that. She's just really pretty. And next on the list, the sister of that girl, is a yellow belly clown, pos het pied as well. I don't know, hopefully she proves out right, but here she is. This girl blew my mind when she first hatched out. The colors of this animal are just ridiculous. Yellow belly does such incredible things when you get it into the right combos. And clown is one of those combos that it absolutely needs to be in. Just look at that pattern on the side of that. Look at that blushing. Like that's red right there. That's some of the reddest coloration we really get in the ball python game, minus the sunsets, right? But yeah, here she is. This is crazy. Like this might be one of my favorite snakes produced here this year. She was just so pretty, so bright, so cool. Yeah, the head pattern is insane. I think that's so cool. Probably one of the coolest head patterns I've ever hatched out here, so pretty happy about that. It's kind of one of those things that, you know, it's a little random with clowns. Obviously, you can change some head patterns depending on the genes, but pretty pumped on that. Really pumped on that, actually. So that concludes that clown clutch, and now let's move on to a different clutch from this year. Okay, so this will kind of be a little bit of update time. These two girls that I'm keeping back were from a yellow belly or gravel pied bred to a pinstripe pied. So the whole clutch was pieds, obviously, and it was the clutch that we had an issue with our humidity, which is entirely my fault and will absolutely never happen again. I can tell you that. I have certainly learned from my mistakes, that is for sure. But here she is. I am really leaning towards the gravel in this instance. This snake is so orange and so gnarly to me. I hatched out some yellow belly pinstripes last year. This girl right here looks pretty different than the ones I had hatched out previously. And if everything is what we think it is, that male is actually indeed a gravel pied. It hasn't been 100% confirmed yet, but we're pretty confident that's what he's gonna end up proving out to be because of a snake we're gonna show here in a second, obviously. But these, let's call them yellow belly gravels, don't wanna get too crazy with them just yet, are insane. The pinstripe trait in piebalds is an absolute must. It's very similar to inchy. I think inchy, pinstripe, they are must to be having in your piebald project. It's doing really cool things. Obviously, tends to give you a lower white pied, which kind of is what I'm leaning more towards. I actually really like the medium white pieds. That way you can kind of still see some really cool pattern in there, and you still get like that vibrancy that pied brings, you know, with the whites patches and stuff like that just blows your mind. But yeah, that's she's a feisty one too, which is we like these hatchlings a little feisty. So they're really good eaters that way usually. But here she is. We'll go ahead and get her put down and I'll show you off her sister. All right, here's her sister. So another pinstripe pied, yellow belly or gravel, but I'm just gonna go ahead and call them gravels since I'm keeping them anyway, and we will prove those out on another date. But look at that pattern on there. It looks like a little cheetah print on there. I think that's so cool, and that's what pinstripe's really doing for these pieds. It's really bringing out a really cool pattern, and I think that's super unique. And the fact that it does throw those like medium to low white pieds, I think really showcases how pretty some of these piebald combinations can really be. Okay, so now moving on to the last clutch, right, of the year. We only had 3 clutches this year, and this was the groundbreaking one for me. So the holdback from this clutch, it was a gravel, again, yellow belly pied, bred to a pastel highway who turned out to be het pied. And the reason we're leaning towards gravel pied for the male, the dad, however you want to say it, I guess, is because we're pretty certain we hit a pastel super gravel pied, and that is who we're going to show next. So let's snag her. All right, so here she is. Check her out. This is magical. Like when this girl hatched out, it literally blew my face off. And so I'll throw a link somewhere in here to the video of when I finally first got to see all these snakes out of the eggs, and her included. Just mind-blowing. It was insane. It was proved out from a 50% het pied female. She proved out to be 100% het pied, and lo and behold, we hit this wonder. So it's just like, at worst, this is a pastel highway pied, which that's insane enough to me. But I've had several people reach out to me, and I've sent some pictures out, and it sort of looks like this is probably the Pastel Super Gravel Pied. Really excited to have her here. Obviously, she's definitely not going anywhere, and we will prove her out in no time, right? All right, so that kind of wraps up what has been hatched here and what I'm holding back from the season, and now it's kind of moved on to acquisition. So it's acquisition time, right? And it's also another exciting thing because you get to have your season, you get to hatch out some really cool snakes, and then you get to sell some of your hatchlings off, and then you can use that money to obviously reinvest, which is what I did this year. And it's just been a really good year, so I'm very thankful for everybody that has snagged a State 48 snake. It's been so amazing, and this season has been absolutely to die for. Even though we did only have 3 clutches, I still think it was a slam dunk, home run, grand slam, whatever, touchdown, I don't know, whatever sports reference you want to use, just drop it in right there, because that's how this season was. It was awesome. This was an awesome season, and it will be an even better season in 2020. So fingers crossed, it's gonna be a good one. Okay, so first on the list is this beautiful little girl here, something a little darker for everybody to feast their eyes on. I've been drawing more and more to the darker colored snakes. I think there's a really big future in that, and I'm really, really excited to move forward with that. This girl here is a Sapphire Phantom. I picked her up from Trig Reptiles. He is working the Sapphire project. I think it's an amazing project and has a ton of potential that we will see unfold very shortly in the near future. I think he's going to be showing off some just killer animals. And when I saw this girl on one of his videos, I just had to have her. She's stunning. I think Sapphire is doing some pretty amazing things. I don't have Phantom here. I think Phantom's a really cool gene. You get some really cool supers out of that. Yeah, it'll be cool. I can't wait to get her up to size and mixed into some recessive projects, because if you haven't watched my previous video, that's kind of the heart and soul for the program here, is to try and put everything into a recessive and kind of see what it can do, right? So I don't know, I'm really excited for her, and let's get a close-up of her. Okay, so next on the list was actually probably my coolest pickup of the year, and it's been the one that has, for all intents and purposes, broken my Instagram every time I post her. She's absolutely stunning, and I am sure if you've been paying attention to this channel for too long, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But it is the Mojave Puzzle. She is something else. She is stunning. Probably the single prettiest snake I have here, which is, I feel like kind of saying a lot. I feel like there's some really, really cool snakes we shoot off here, but I don't know. She's an exceptional version of what she is. So I think that speaks volumes, I guess, for the project and what Puzzle's capable of. But stop ranting on my end, and let's get her picked up and show her off. Yeah, there she is. I am super excited for the puzzle project. I think it's going to be obviously even more insane than it already is in the very near future. I know there is a lot of combos coming out, and I keep seeing every day people making pairings for their puzzle project that blow my mind, because I know where this is headed, and I think I don't know. I think it's going to be the next clown, to be honest. And I say that because it's a really pretty snake. It's doing very, very surprising things when certain genes are mixed in. And we have only touched the tip of the iceberg, I feel like, for what can be done and what will be done. I mean, imagine some of these snakes into the double recessive market, the DG, your clown puzzles, your sunset puzzles, all of that is just, it's crazy. It is crazy, and I can't wait to see more and more be done with this project, and hopefully I can be one of those people that's doing some pretty cool stuff in the near future with the project myself. But this girl was a heck of a jump start into that. She's also possibly het for hypo, so yeah, can you imagine some GHI Mojave hypo puzzles? I don't know, hopefully we see one soon, right? But super excited for this girl. All right, so the last pickup of the year was this pretty little girl here. And she is certainly something special. I feel like her oranges are absolutely amazing. Very, 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 very vibrant. I feel like she's an exceptional version, again, of what she is, but this is a clown pied female. You all know I am super motivated to extend that clown pie project. I think it's the coolest project out right now, and that's obviously just my personal opinion, but it is easily the 2 coolest jeans ever, right? Except Puzzle and Sunset, of course, except Puzzle and Sunset. But it's predominantly the most popular jeans out right now, I feel like really are, as far as recessive goes, pieds and clowns. And so you put both of those together and then you get something truly remarkable. Hopefully this year we'll be able to hatch out a few more clown pieds of our own. We have some really exciting pairings going on that will be in a later video that we can hopefully show off. But I am truly impressed with this girl. She eats like a freaking chow hound. Couldn't say anything bad about her. All right, so there it is, class of 2022. Well, hopefully not all 2022. Hopefully we get that male up to size a little bit quicker than that. But overall, this year has been tremendous. I've been so excited. This year has certainly been difficult in my personal life, but I will say in the reptile side of things, it has been absolutely out of this world. So I am extremely grateful for that. And I am extremely grateful for each and every one of you that continue to watch and listen to me talk about nothing over and over. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Be on the lookout for more videos to come. I'm trying to get back to being consistent, if I have ever really been consistent in the first place. But yeah, here we go. I hope you're all having a great morning, night, evening, whenever this may be. And without further ado, we will see you all later.